Hey, dia diva pasti, conas venu, Tasula go wilshif go lair go hentok. So falchista to our science lesson. Yahoo! So today we are going to be creating a bird feeder. Okay, it's going to be a design and make. So you are going to make your own bird feeder today. So Fekagi and Shaw Apache. So here we have some ideas what people have done. Okay, so these people have used recycled materials. Now, what's recycled materials? Can you give me an example of something you can recycle? That's right, we can recycle plastic. Anything else we can recycle? Cardboard, very good. What else can we recycle? Anna, wow, glass, paper, very good. Anna, wow. So, look, Fekki and Shaw. So what did they use here? Very good. It's an egg box. So they used an egg box to put the bird feed into. It's not a great idea. And up here, Vicky and Shaw, what did you use here? They used a plastic bottle. Very good. So instead of throwing away your plastic bottles, you can recycle them and we could make a bird feeder. So that's a great idea here. And Fekagi and Shaw, what did they do here? What is it? I don't know what. It's a milk carton, isn't it? Very creative. Very, very creative. Now, what I want to do is I am going to show you some materials that I have found in my home. Okay. Now, we're all going to have different stuff available. Okay. So it's up to you to use whatever you have. Okay. Now, you don't have to be going out buying anything. It's all going to be recycled stuff and stuff that you have lying about your house. Carte galore? Anawa. Now, for my bird feeder, I am going to use a plastic bottle. Okay. Now, if you don't have a plastic bottle, na be burha. Don't be worried. You can use, maybe you might have a big one, a big bottle. Maybe you have a plastic cup. Maybe you have, in the Chinese, when you get the little plastic containers, you might have one of those. Or maybe you have some other idea. Okay. Whatever you think you could use. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this plastic bottle. And I am going to use the lid of my porridge. Now, I have finished my porridge and I'm going to use the lid of this, okay? So that. Next, I am going to use, I have some string here that I found. So I'm just going to use some string. And maybe if you don't have any string, you could use one of these, a hanger. If you have a hanger lying around. And we're going to use the string or the hanger to hang up the bird feeder. All right. And what other materials you will need? You will definitely need scissors, marker, and I'm using super glue. Now it's really important, guys, that you have an adult with you when you're using the super glue and the scissors, okay? Now this can be a great activity that you can do with your parents or your guardians, okay? So you can do this with one of your family members. It's going to be great fun. So I have my bottle, I have my lid, okay? Then I went outside and I gathered some sticks. Okay, so I gathered some sticks. So I've got my bottle, my sticks, my lid, and I've got my scissors, glue, and marker. So I am going to show you my bird feeder. Will Chivray, and a here we go. Okay, so step ever ahead. The first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to cut my bottle in half. Now before I do it, I'm just going to mark it with my marker. So I'm going to cut it around up here. So it's going to go all along here on this line. Whoop. Just like that, okay? So I'm going to cut all around there, okay? And then at the bottom down here, I'm going to do a hole down here. Just going to mark it with the pen. I'm going to do a hole there. I'm going to turn around and do a hole over here, okay? And above each hole, I'm going to do a little door for the birds to get their food. So 2 big doors. So that's one door above the dot. I'm going to turn it around to my other dot, and then I'm going to do another big door above this dot. Alright, so I know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut through the 2 dots, I'm going to cut 2 doors either side, and I'm going to cut the top off the bottle. Alright, so let's get cutting. Okay, so this is where you might need some help with your parent or guardian, right? So you're going to get your scissors and you're going to poke a hole through the dot. So push it in. It should go in easily enough, and you just turn it around. And I can just cut off that little excess plate. There you go. Lovely hole. Turn it around and put the scissors through the plastic for the other hole. Perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to cut the top of the bottle off. So again, you're just going to slice it through, and then we're just going to go right around the line that we made. Okay, so I'm going to push it through. So just be very, very careful. So that's it through now. Okay, so my scissors is through. I'm just going to cut around along the line. Okay, Augustin A. There's my bottle. Now, as you can see, so I've got my 2 holes either side, and I've got my doors now. So that is my next thing I want to do. I want to cut out my doors. So again, I'm going to stick the scissors through one of the lines, and that's going to be my starting point to cut. Just be careful to get it through again. So once it's through, you can start cutting it. And this is a great way to recycle if you have any plastic in your house. Why not make a few bird feeders, especially now coming up to the summer months. Okay, so that's one side. I can now put my finger through it. And now let's just do the other side. So again, I'm going to stick the pointy side through the line. Always biggie Kuramak Iguni. I'm really interested, guys, what sort of designs you guys can come up with. And remember, with art and science, there's no wrong way of doing it. This is a design and make task, so it's up to you. It's your challenge and your design. So I'm really, really interested to see what you guys come up with. So that is my bottom half of the bottle. So I've got my 2 holes either side, and then I've got my 2 parts here for the birds to go in. Now, you could use a straw to put through the holes at the bottom, but I found a stick outside, so I'm going to use a stick and put that through the 2 holes at the bottom like that. Alright. Okay, now the next part is we are going to use my lid from my porridge oats. I'm just going to glue the bottom half of the bottle onto the lid. Okay. Now, this is where you need an adult. It's really important that they use the super glue, because this can be very dangerous, especially if it gets onto your hands. Okay, so just be extremely careful. Careful. I'm just going to put this on the lid of my porridge. Now, so put the lid back on my glue, nice and careful. And I'm going to get my bottom of my bottle. I'm just going to place it onto the lid of the porridge. Okay, and just hold that down. So that should stick there now. Let that dry for a few minutes. Okay. Guys, if you don't have bird feed, nabi burha, you can use maybe breadcrumbs or whatever else, okay? Now, I just happen to have some bird feed here. Okay, so I'm just going to fill up my bottle with the bird feed. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it up. There we go. So I'm just going to go through it again. So we've got our stick that's straight through it. We've got our bottle that's now on top of the porridge lid. And we poured our seeds inside. And if you don't have seeds, you can use breadcrumbs or whatever else, whatever feed you can get. And our next step is we're going to put 2 holes here on either side at the top, and we are going to tie some string. Okay, and if you don't have string, you can use maybe a hanger like this. Oh, okay, you can put a hanger, you can put a bit on each side and hang it up. Okay, so whatever you have hanging around, or whatever other ideas you might have. All right, now I'm going to let this dry and we'll do the next part then. Oh, and we're back. So guys, this has finally dried on me. So at the bottom, nice and secure, got my stick through it, and what I did up here at the top, I just put a hole on each side and then put my string through, and shin A. That is it. Very simple, very basic, and I am excited now to tie this outside and see what sort of birds come and feed in it. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this, and remember guys, it's your creation, your design. Now, next thing. Whoa, and we're back. So, guys, the final step is for you guys to get creative, okay? It's now your time to create your own bird feeder, okay? So get anyone involved. Get your guardian, get your parents, get your brother, get your sister, get your friend, whoever's about, okay? And I want you guys to create and design your own bird feeder, okay? Now, it's very important that you get your like sheet of paper, whatever you have at home, and you do a rough design first, okay? So if you're going to use a cup, plastic cup, if you're going to use a bottle, if you're going to use a milk carton, whatever you might be using, okay? And write down or draw what you're going to be making, okay? Just a rough draw so you have an idea. You know the items you want to do. And I cannot wait to see what ideas you have, all right? Now, when you have finished your design, make sure you take a picture for me. All right. So take a picture and send it in to me via Seesaw. All right. And that leads us to our final activity. Okay. So there will be an activity now up on Seesaw that I want you guys to do, but only after you've completed your design and make bird feeder. Carcolor. Now, the activity on Seesaw is this worksheet. Now, on this worksheet, I want you guys to type the materials that you used for your bird feeder. So you're going to tell me what you used, okay? They can use your egg box, they can use the milk carton, they can use string, okay? Whatever you use, I want you to type in the materials and Shaw, Sabaska Shaw. Then down here, I just want you to draw a rough sketch using your mouse, just a rough sketch of your drawing, or sorry, a rough sketch of your design, okay? And then the best part, at the very bottom, you are going to do a bit of bird watching, okay? So I want you to just have a wee look in the morning or afternoon or whenever you get time and see what birds are eating from your bird feeder, all right? So is there a robin? Is there a magpie? Is there a sparrow? Is there a blackbird? Is there a blueted? Is there a crow? Now remember, the crow has a black beak and the blackbird has an orange beak, okay? So just be careful of them too. Now, which one of these birds are eating from your bird feeder, okay? So I'm very interested to see what results you get. And if the robin's eating from it, give it a little tick, all right? Now, Sinead, August, hope you have fun making and designing it, and make sure you send in your pictures and you complete the worksheet. Carcolor. So, Banagi Sultas, August, Fake Fe May Mark Shiv. Slana Pashti.